1 hit point right now?
Welcome back, everyone.
Nah, I don't know.
Abomination Vaults episode. What are we up to? 14? We're up to 14, right?
I think this is 14, yeah.
Woo! My
Oh,
God.
that's what happened last episode. It was episode 13.
Yeah, you got punched by a ghost.
Yeah, I got very unlucky.
Unlucky. That's the word.
Turns out when the main hits taunt on cooldown.
Unlucky in life,
Officer.
unlucky in love.
Officer.
It's Valentine's Day.
The reckless driving, the speeding, the drinking while driving.
It's fine.
I was just unlucky. It's okay.
Look, I broke a mirror the other day.
It was Friday the 13th. It's not my fault.
That's right.
Sunday the 13th.
Calbum and accountability. The true oil and water of the Pathfinder universe. I love it.
It
I love
wasn't me, it
it.
was lizard people. Which do exist, by the way.
They totally do.
They're called a Ruxy.
Those lizard people totally exist. I don't know if they control everything. I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah.
But, you never know.
They control it.
Well, thank you very much for coming and joining us. You all have managed to see me triumph over a cruel trap that was laid for me by Colby from the Abomination Vaults game.
That's us. We are the Abomination Vaults game.
Oh gosh, Strange Aeons.
That's me. No, wait a minute.
He left me a very nice little packet of Fun Dip, which I've never eaten in my life. I'm like, I'm gonna try it.
You've never eaten
I've never had Fun Dip. Nope, never had Fun Dip.
You had a deprived childhood.
Well,
yeah,
I was in the
my
Pixie
thing.
Sticks era before they decided that they tried to figure out
make
some
better.
way.
I ate Fun Dip before they put it in the other package before it had sticky.
Yeah,
It was
it's all
cool.
powdered
It was cool
sugar.
back when I did.
Yeah, it was. I guess
No,
the whole
this
time.
has food coloring too.
Yeah, it turned my mouth green, and so I had to desperately try to drink water and swish it around so that you all don't have a big old green spot every time I talk. And I am pleased to say that I
Done a pretty good
managed to recover from the attempted sabotage.
I once exploded a thing of pixie sticks in chemistry and got it in my eyes and had to go to the wash station to wash the pixie stick dust
How do
out
you
of my
explode a
eyes.
pixie stick?
Because it's me.
You try to open it like a straw?
No. I literally, I went like this and the whole thing came apart because I guess it had been in my backpack for a minute.
See,
and
the
it
trick
went
is you grab
right
the pixie
into
stick
my
in the middle,
eyes,
you
and
crack
it started,
it in half.
and
Yeah,
it
you
started
just-
burning.
Both.
Look, I don't know.
Well, the fun thing about pixie sticks, they're also very flammable.
Yes.
Which is fascinating, by the way.
So's flour.
Flour can be, absolutely.
What is happening in here? First of all, I thought when you said you were opening a straw like this, I thought you were laying it down first, and I was like, well, that's a
Just
weird way to
punching
open
a
a straw.
flat on the table. Yeah, that's how
Like-
you open
Straw
straws.
laid like this, punch it.
Look,
Like,
the bubble will come off eventually.
Good luck with that, sir.
Punch that straw open.
Yeah, and then we're
A Minecraft player right here. It's like, I know how to hit that tree down.
Look, I don't need an axe. If I hit the tree hard enough, I'll break its hardness.
Just punch the tree. That's how that works. It's going to be perfect.
Prove
Talk to
me
any monk.
wrong.
Talk to Ranger Man from Age of Ashes. He could punch a tree down.
He could. He could. He
It's
did.
true.
That was how he did. Well, his punches also did slashing damage. There was also that.
Did they do slashing?
No,
Yeah,
that was
didn't you
no,
have
that was
gauntlets?
monk.
that
No,
was
monk.
You had gauntlets,
I
sir.
did, but I don't think I ever did slashing damage.
He
with them.
didn't.
I almost only
Oh, they
did
were piercing damage?
Yeah.
the monk had the serrating ones. She had the chainsaw hands.
Fair enough.
Sweet.
Well, there you go. Well, anyway, we are back in the Abomination Vaults after having a very bad breakup conversation last
Valentine's
session.
Day, you know, you got to break up right before Valentine's Day. I don't want to buy any gifts.
Yeah.
Financially
perfect timing.
responsible.
Yeah, that's right.
That was it. That was it entirely. Volek was just kind of like, oh God, Valentine's Day's coming up. I don't want to deal with that woman again.
I'm gonna kill her.
What if like everything just died in the entire dungeon? Then I wouldn't have to deal with
Hey,
it.
Roseguard, I need a favor.
That was it.
Yep.
We've learned what happened. Volek was the one who leaked the location of the dungeon.
To save $50.
He couldn't handle one more awkward Valentine's Day with
Look-
Chandru down in the library.
Importing chocolate's expensive.
It's true.
Yeah, to the middle of the swamp.
Yeah.
Before modern conveyance, there's no Amazon drones that can give you your swamp chocolate on Valentine's Day.
I don't want to think about swamp chocolate ever again.
Well,
It's just
swamp
pine
chocolate.
cones that got very wet.
there you go.
Gross.
Swamp Chocolate. That's Fun Dip's first album.
Well, let's go ahead and see if they can survive the tale. The dungeons, the libraries are going to get a little rambunctious. So we'll see if our heroes get caught up in it, and if they do, if they survive. Or maybe they'll find another way. We'll see.
Gotta go to the flesh room.
Welcome back. That's true. The flesh room awaits. If only there could be another way to get there. Well, we'll see.
Have we played the intro yet?
Welcome back, everyone, to Abomination Vaults, episode 14.
Don't ever let Dirt play his old man character, please.
What?
Because I hate it so much.
What? Why?
Well, I think we need to introduce our current characters.
Yeah, let's focus on the present, is what I think. Our heroes crouching in the restricted section, having just overcome. At least, probably forever. I mean, you'll probably never see her again. The ghost of Chiandru, the archivist, the scribe, the supervisor of the scriptorum, middle management type person. Probably explains her sour disposition. And why don't we go around the table and introduce our characters? We'll start over here today.
Hi, I'm Corwin, currently tending to an unconscious gnome. Well, not so unconscious anymore, thanks to our paladin friend here. But fun fact, Fun Dip actually makes a really good adhesive for when your body gets separated into cuts.
You're gonna be
you put it in
green.
there and it gets all sticky and then it just sticks together. It's like medical glue.
I hate it. I hate that.
The more you know.
It's not called risky surgery for no reason.
Great.
500-year-old Fun Dip, it's fine.
Fun doesn't go bad, does it?
Found it in the 5 hero.
Are we going this way?
500-year-old
Okay.
trash.
Yeah, why not?
I'm Bobby. I'm playing Calbum, the gnome who is currently having a bad day because of Valentine's Day breakup. Last episode. It is currently 4 days from Valentine's Day in real life, and that's what happened to Calbum. Is he tried to break up with the girl and she took it real bad, and fun fact, not the first time that's happened to Calbum, but that's a story for another day. Why do you think he lives in a cave?
It all makes sense.
why
Man,
that
that
dog
divorce
hates-
was rough on him.
Yeah.
That's why that dog hates him so
Right,
much.
that's where the dog came from. She got the dog of the divorce.
Howdy, I'm Derp. I have Fun Dip on my finger still.
See, it's real.
green.
It's real.
So I got ghoul fever. So
Yeah.
I play Drevin Sorrel, the frontline Great Knoll, Paladin of Sarenrae.
You can't just call yourself great.
No,
Well,
that's
he's
what
pretty great,
that's what the description says. I didn't call myself.
Well, I'm a
It says it right here
Right
in the
there,
book.
right
It's
It
there.
great.
says it right there in the book.
right in the book.
Knolls are tasty.
Okay. Fair.
And Paladin of Sarenrae, the destruction doggo, the pious puppy, keeper of the Sarenway, and howdy, I'm big.
Dynamo dog.
As destruction doggo and dynamo doggo are two very similar ones.
Yeah, that's true.
Dynamite Doggo.
You're really padding the resume, I guess.
That-
I'm
what?
trying not to do that.
Just pulling out the thesaurus.
We'll
Yeah.
move on.
Chat
Hello,
GPT.
hello. I'm over here playing Nil Grumman, a dwarven druid. Over here having a great time trying to fight monsters. The ghosts are not quite as exciting as all the other monsters, so the drama, excellent. The actual monster finding, not so good. But it's okay. I'm ready for the next room, which will probably be the Room of Flesh, which I'm so excited about.
Sounds dirty.
So this is gonna. Ew, arr. It could be anything behind
Well,
that
now
door.
it definitely sounds dirty.
There could be anything behind that door, and I'm excited.
And moving on.
Mocker Thorngard, very uncomfortable with the idea of the Room of Flesh. I've been uncomfortable with it since the day I heard about it. I continue to be uncomfortable with it, and I'd like to just forget it exists.
Methinks he doth protest too much.
They won't let me. Ruin Delver, Thaumaturge, normal human. keeper of the alternate Saren Way.
It's true. You swore that oath.
Discount.
Level 4. It's discount Saren Way.
The wish.com version.
The wish.com version.
Look, it's tattooed on my back now. I literally can't forget about it. It's written into my skin.
That's
You
true.
can forget about it.
on
Nobody
your
looks at
back.
their back.
Yeah, see? You just
only-
have to have a mirror and be like, oh,
Forget
yeah,
about
that's
it.
the one.
Only one of those Saren rays in the middle is Saren R-A-Y. Just a slight misspelling in there.
That's the wish.com version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Currently keeper of the list of ghouls Saren Ray is cool with. That had one name on it that has now been crossed off.
Yep, very sad, very sad.
If only we had another one, Mr. Derp over there, that would be
Truly
great.
unfortunate.
It's working on it.
I can't make lists. I'm organizing my cards.
What does he look like, Oscar Schindler? The man does not make lists.
Well, also, like, Drevin himself doesn't read, so there's
True.
also that.
He's illiterate.
The problem.
Illiteracy is certainly a thing.
Well, when
Helpful.
last we left our heroes, they were sheltering in the remnants of the restricted section, the restricted section has had a heck of a time these past few weeks. The Morlocks came through here, trashed everything in the fight, and you came in here and, well, you
Trashed everything.
in another fight, and then it's really looking a bit worse for wear. To your north would be the now vacant trophy room. To the south is the scriptorium, at least now, probably permanently, maybe forever free of the ghost of Chandriu, who was there. Also to the south, another door leading into the rather horrifying ghoul conversion room, with a secret door you haven't explored yet, but you did find. And to the west is the locked iron-bound door to the restricted section, on the other side of which you can hear, which seems to be floating up, quite the commotion. Sounds like a lot of scrabbling, a lot of yelling, a lot of conflict on the other side of that door.
Yeah, I say we don't go back that way.
Agreed. I think we should let them handle their disagreements among themselves, like civilized
I
folk.
think we finished looking around this room here because we did find that one book that was on the list. See if we can find any of the others.
I have a lot of books. I could carry more, don't get me wrong, but I do have a lot.
I need to get him back and proper. Pretty sure the ghost knocked. I don't know if you can knock sense out of without touching. It's weird. I got some stuff. Should fix it.
Calvin got punched in the soul a lot.
Yeah,
That ghost was not happy with him.
It's hard to knock sense out of somebody who doesn't
Had
have
the
a lot of sense.
I
to
didn't
begin
want to
with.
say it. I didn't
It's
want to
fine.
be mean.
I'll take it. It's fine.
I mean, what's he gonna do? Fight you? He's got no head points right now.
Well, he's about to have less. No.
Bring it on, buddy. I'm gonna
Mocker starts
Take a
scratching
nap.
his back up against the wall.
like a
'Cause the
like a dog-
tattoos
like
hit.
Hurts a
like a
lot.
bear.
Yeah, it hurts a lot. Yeah. It's not sure why that.
I got some aloe.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like the pink stuff that Mom used to use?
No, it's the leaf.
Oh. It's less
The
fun,
leaf.
but okay.
It's kids aloe. No more tears.
You know,
In a fun
Big
pink
old-
color with
pink-
bubblegum scent.
What pink stuff are you talking about?
I got no clue.
It's the stuff my mom used to put on my, bumps and scrapes to make it not itch.
Yeah, I got no clue what you're talking about.
It worked.
I don't think that's aloe, bud.
Different folk, different
That's what you're
parents
talking
here. I mean,
Bones. I need
yes,
your
yeah.
assistance.
Little fish is kind of flopping around, still staying out of convenient swiping range, but attentively coming over to you.
You're getting smarter. I like it. Okay, well, we have business. I look around, see if anybody's paying attention to us.
I mean,
Hunker
Aside
down.
from being
Out loud.
obviously suspicious.
I mean, I'm still collecting the remaining like
He's
7
busy.
bulk.
He's busy.
around
he can
you.
notice. He can notice.
I notice.
Yeah. Okay.
I rolled a 19 on the die for whatever perception that's gonna happen.
I love
Bones
it.
kind of like
I think I
moves his
noticed.
little fish head from left to right, and it's like, sure thing.
Okie dokie,
Flop
and
his
I
little fish.
very dramatically draw out some black pieces of parchment that I conveniently found in a desk in the other room.
Yup.
Would you like some to help me decipher some of these excellent notes?
That's a good question. Let me see if Bones can help you decipher things. I'm actually genuinely curious.
Well, it depends on what they're written in, because didn't he help us
decipher
Yeah.
He helped us decipher the scroll at
trained
night.
in society as well.
No, like Borbo is curiously well educated.
I picked an excellent
We
sidekick.
call this the pet project of the wizard. Can I make a goblin smart?
No, like seriously, like Borbo was a little spellcaster in his own right. He was Volek's apprentice.
Good.
He totally was.
He's like the Mickey Mouse to the Yen Sid of like the Disney movie.
That's how you know he was actually evil. His apprentice was a goblin.
There you go. So Borbo kind of like flaps his little fish things over and kind of looks down. Well, let's see here. That's that looks like it's written in Infernal. That's definitely a double contract. Yep, that's a double contract. Yeah, the mistress, she had a few of these. She had a lot. She liked using a lot of devils. Not like a lot, but like you usually had a few different places. It's almost like she had like I don't know. It's like they fit the decor.
Atmosphere.
Decor,
Yes, you know,
yeah.
it's a certain je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. Like even when she had like human like guards, I tried to have them with like horns on their helmet so that they could look more like a double type of thing.
Also, it sounds like free labor to me, which is always good.
It's that's you don't have to pay them in money, but generally most people say that nothing's ever free. And we have a hero point redeemed for Corwin from Lucidios.
I already got the name written down. I got to figure out what car it's going to be, though.
Well, let's go and find out.
Let's see here. We got stay in the fight. Get up.
Get up.
This sounds like a good one.
Would've been good
That
last
sounds like a great one to have. That would have been really useful. But
Might be
but
useful
yeah,
if there's a bunch of ghouls fighting outside.
yeah, the contracts there's always payment in there somewhere, but it's really hard to tell from contracts because like if you look like they make references to like existing like hellish legal documents, but if you don't have them, you can't look it up. And so like I'd probably say all devil contracts. No one ever really knows exactly what they're agreeing to. Even the devils actually don't tend to know what they're agreeing to because you can't really just like, from what I understand, you can't just as a devil read your own laws. It's like the bigger
Seems
devils
like an
keep it away from you.
mode of control.
I think that's the whole point, really. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, who is this? Do you know what is this about? Which one? Do you know anything about
Can he
anything about
read
this
Infernal?
one?
He appears to be able to. He's recognizing what it is, and
'Cause I can.
also
As can I.
Borbo, just like from the way he's talking about it,
can't.
like it seems like he can read the words, right, and recognize like, that's Infernal, and then like he starts reading the contract, and he just starts to kind of drift to one side and roll, and he kind of like shakes his little fishbone head, and then kind of like tries to stare at it again, and then just turns to one side so one eye can kind of face towards it, and then he starts kind of reading. It's like party of the first part is specified in the subsection of the first part in the A section to the...
Well, yes. What,
See, man,
who signed it? I need to know who signed it.
Borbo finds the contract to be so opaque, he cannot make heads or tails of it. He is like,
Borbo,
he
why
can
do I
try,
have you?
he can try to help, but like trying to actually figure out even like who does this contract belong to appears to be completely beyond him.
Can I take a look?
You rolled a
can.
natural 1. I saw it on your dice.
Rolling what? I was literally just playing with the die.
Oh, whether you noticed.
Oh, you might have been keeping it to
You
yourself. I
rolled
suppose.
a 1 for dice.
I was literally just playing around with the die and it fell
Do it
in the
again.
tray.
Put another
You
one on the
rolled
table.
once and then not anymore.
See, that's how they get you, man. They make the contract so opaque and weird, and you just scroll to the bottom. You
I
hit
didn't
agree.
even know what I was
You don't-
rolling.
You don't even.
What am I rolling?
I don't know. What are you rolling? I didn't tell you to roll anything.
I'm rolling 2.
Nobody reads these things.
Everyone's rolling dice. Isn't it a great time?
15.
Math rocks go click clack, and we're all happy.
That's right. I rolled a 19 so that I could notice that Neil was talking to Borbo about whatever papers those were. So I was rolling very
I
specifically
was
for
just
that.
fidgeting with dice.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think we can clearly say that Calbum sees this weird black paper, multiple sheets that are rolled up and are being carefully poured over.
Yeah.
I will notice eventually after I'm done picking up all the books in the room.
Yeah, so are you looking for like specific books that
I'm
are on
taking
Morlabent's list, or you're trying to
all of
just
it.
take everything?
I can fit 9 bulk. Someone else grabbed 1. That's all
I've got
10
3.
bulk.
Okay.
Well, there we go. So I can fit the rest.
So, okay, so you picked up all of the bulk of books that were in the scriptorum.
I'm taking my time to do that.
All right, there are more books in the restricted section. There are way more books here than you could conceivably
Bring it back a wagon.
No,
carry.
the secret hidden compartment.
Oh, that one. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
the
yes.
secret scriptorium.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
You
I
said
didn't
that there
pick
was
up-
10 total.
You clean it out.
And I clean out the whole thing.
Between all of you, clean it out.
We can go through them later.
Yeah. So while I'm in there, probably a few minutes after you're even done talking, I will eventually notice the black scrolls are gone because I did see them and then I had to go deal with them.
That's true, you
For
did. But in
now,
the meantime,
I don't know yet.
he doesn't know about them yet.
Well, Calbum, these are useless. I throw them at Calbum.
And he starts pouring over them.
Quit moving so.
What you got there?
Nothing.
There's a knife in your soul right now and you're wiggling around.
If you keep moving, I'm going to take the ear off.
I thought you were good at this.
Not when you're wiggling.
Get good, scrub.
You know what? That's off the tap.
Yeah, see?
Oh no!
Take
the
3
dice
damage.
is gone.
No, I can't.
No, don't make me.
It's still enough that you can read it, but I will read. How many pages is it? Like lots, I'm assuming.
Well,
yeah?
so interesting. You start going through them, and there are 3 pages here.
Great.
And each page, though, is a long scroll. So it's actually 3 separate contracts as you look at it. And it seems that might have actually been part of the confusion because Borba was looking between all 3 of them, trying to like read them like a single document, and they are not a single document. They are
Right.
3 separate documents.
See, I'm training this stuff. I read all. I can read through. You gotta read between the lines and see what they're really saying about. Oh my gosh, this is real boring.
I'm gonna like
if-
smack Borba if he.
he is not that
Okay.
dumb. No,
well,
he's
I'm
out of
gonna
range.
wave at him. I'm like, watch and learn. Look at him.
Scroll to the bottom.
Are they like stories?
Where's the accept button and who clicked it?
Where's the accept button and who clicked it? An excellent check. Do you have legal lore or society?
I have society.
Society will totally work. Give me a society check. Try to
Sure.
decipher these contracts.
That's fitting.
That's a 9 on the die for a total of 19.
A total of a 19. Okay, so you're able to get names. At the very least, you're able to go ahead and figure out names. So you do find a name. One name that you find is Zolzlaren, which you may recall
we know that one.
is the name of the flybaby demon devil that is currently the janitor on the 2nd floor hallway. Who has been having a terrible time of things, running out of janitorial supplies and having to make do. You find another name called Korlok. Korlok is a name that is unfamiliar to you. However, unlike a janitorial contract, this appears to be a contract for guard duty. That is a and if you want to start digging into the details of any of these things, you can let me know, but that's kind of like you're just skimming it. This is like a guard duty and, basically being like a tough guy enforcer type of contract. And then there is another contract called Korlaren. Korlaren, Korlain. And Korlaren is a contract for interestingly enough, it's another like tough guy contract, like guardhouse contract, but there's a weird subsection into it that seems to have some sort of other privileges and freedoms built into it that you don't really recognize. And that's what you get from like a brief skim.
Do I know enough about these kinds of contracts to know how one might break them?
So there are a few kind of ways. First off, if you can understand enough about the contract, there are usually the demons who write these contracts aren't the demons who are working. That's how they get. That's how they
get them. There's like 4 different layers of bureaucracy to write
That's
these
exactly right. Yeah.
Hell's
So
HR department
you
is
have
a
Devil
mess.
HR who goes and writes all of these. And these devils are in a union, but it's a really bad union. And so the contracts get put together separately by, there are literally contract devils that's what they do, is put contracts like this together. You know that much about them. Most devils who are contracted to go work out to mortal summoners who go and pull them into the area usually don't know the details of their contract very well. But most contracts have some sort of clause in them that will let them end. Like, you know that's probably the case. And in fact, looking over Zuzlaren's contract, you can see that his contract, his is the simplest contract of all of them. And his contract literally has a line that says if he's received no new orders for 100 years, he's good to leave.
Rough.
Ooh.
Yeah. Wait, so how long has it been since
Like
the
500
yeah, like
years.
thousands.
Several centuries.
That doesn't mean that he hasn't received new orders.
Well, it's
doesn't.
possible, but it's also possible he just doesn't know because his contract isn't here. He doesn't seem like the smartest guy.
And so I would know that it's not as simple as like destroying this piece of paper
Correct.
to destroy this contract.
Correct.
That's
Yeah,
a
like
bummer,
just
'cause
like
I was
I
hoping
know
maybe we-
Calbum loves just burning things. But
you read my mind, but man, if only we could just burn these contracts, then we wouldn't have these guards that are possibly going to come up next to us.
This is your the pressed copy. You have the pink page.
Yeah, exactly. There's like four more copies of this somewhere.
Does it say what kind of demons they are?
That one's janitor. I think you guys said.
No.
Gorgonaut,
No,
thank
the
you for the
oth-
subscription. Hope you enjoy.
No,
Yeah,
the other two.
There's a couple of them. This one's Corlock is some kind of guard or something. He's like a strong man, and the other guy's kind of a tough guy too, like some kind of enforcer, some kind of mob boss or something. He's like
Well, if they're giving him more freedom, he's probably a bit stronger than that Corlock feller.
that's what I'm saying. So how do I will. We don't have to do this right now, but I'll just look into those contracts and find the escape clauses for both of those.
Yeah,
guys as
yeah,
well.
sure thing. Go ahead and give me a and give me a society check again as you try to kind of
I'll
parse
aid him.
these things. Huh?
I'll hit him.
You'll aid him? Go ahead and
and
aid
society.
him. Well,
Looking
aren't you
over.
like currently
Yeah.
trying to patch him up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't for 10 minutes.
He's
technically.
aiding
It's-
me and poking me with a needle, and I am so distracted and distraught that I roll a 1 on the die, and I do not find the dang
You
thing.
roll a 1 on the
You
die.
could
Okay.
find something wrong.
So you start looking at these parchments, and you see that there are references to existing, kind of like what Borbo was talking about, what Bones was mentioning. Bones, sorry, is that there are references to outside pre-existent legal codes that aren't specified here, and so you would suspect that the escape clause would probably be there. And that seems to be something that is particularly in this Corlarian's guy's contract. He seems to have this complicated subcontract built into his contract that almost has like a separate contracting authority is what it's called. And you have
Layers.
like no idea like how this, you don't even get to Corlock's contract. Like you're looking through this Corlarian's contract and you're like, it's like contracts within contracts is what you're seeing here, and it's bizarrely complicated, and you can't make heads or tails of it.
Would esoteric lore help me at all?
Esoteric lore would help you not one bit with
Didn't
these things.
think so.
This is
I meant
the
about
opposite
the
of
demon.
esoteric.
Yeah, this is very.
I
very
don't want to know about the
conscripted.
contract. I want to know about the demon.
Which one?
Corlarian. Because if
you'd
he's
have to
power-
actually like meet him,
Okay.
really, to be able to kind of like, you have to basically like be able to see him to be able to do it. I mean, just going it off of his contract. Well, I'll tell you what. Give me a society check to read his contract.
Okay.
And then depending how well you do, you might gain enough information to let some kind of esoteric lore thing happen.
13.
Total?
Yeah.
Your
I don't have any society.
Not
Oh,
intelligence
then
based.
like no, you're
You just
reading
told me to
through
roll
this
a
thing.
society.
Oh, can you read Infernal?
No.
Oh, then it's all Greek to you. So yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to read the contract. I was just trying to see if he'd just heard a name drop someplace and anything occurred to him.
Whoever this Corlarian guy is, he ain't that cool.
Got it.
Ain't that cool, darn it.
All right.
All right,
Well,
I don't think
mean,
we're getting anywhere with these
we
contracts.
found the contract for like the little guy, so we can at least tell him he's free.
Well, we got to get back up there first, and kind of getting noisy out there. So maybe we patch up Calbum and try to see if we can find a way that's not through all the noise that sounds like a bunch of ghouls.
Yeah, we can take all these books back. They're heavy. I don't want to carry them around.
Well, there's
I'm
that.
walking out of the room,
He hides it quick.
carrying all of the books.
See, he's quickly.
Where'd the scrolls go?
What scrolls? Found scrolls?
You want
The black ones.
They're
You want a perception check?
Against your thievery.
Yeah.
I'll
Which
let you
I'm
use stealth. if
so
you really
trained in.
want to.
Same bonus,
Yeah, I
bud.
just had a feeling.
Yeah. You're not trained. I'm trained
The
perception.
scrolls are bigger than Calvin is, really.
It's okay. He's still trying to stuff him into the ropes because he thinks the ropes have like
Don't-
a secret pocket.
don't bend them up.
I'm
Roll them. They're just contracts.
Roll what? What are you talking about, bud? What are you-
Are they important? Do they matter?
Oh,
They're-
no.
You remember that baby
No.
devil fella?
Yeah.
One of them's his. They're some kind of infernal contract stuff. They ain't nothing to do with.
Do I
anything.
know anything about infernal contracts as a paladin?
Give me a religion check.
That was almost a nat 20 and it rolled over to a 2, which is way more fitting.
Do I know how to read? No.
say, you
Yeah.
don't know how to read. What
Devils
I-
make contracts.
I would say off of this, I know exactly what it is. It's parchment, and I don't care.
Well, it's not parchment, actually. It's some kind of, like, glossy black...
Skin?
That
Paper?
fits into parchment.
Ah, they
Yeah,
it was
laminated
written on.
It was written on. It's got, like, this silvery script on it.
Volek's finest invention.
like-
the office laminator.
There you go.
Oh. Good, we found it. Let's go back and give it to him, I guess.
Yeah, I gotta finish patching him up before we go anywhere.
I cannot believe you are carrying that many books. You look
Let's
like
not-
a pack mule.
I'm at 16 of 16 encumbrance. If I was carrying one more, I would be over encumbered and can't move.
I like have one I have one book, and I'm like,
You want these scrolls?
Like, it's hard to move, but I'm able to still move around.
Clump, clump.
Yeah,
where,
just
clomp.
where
Maybe we just-
exactly are we putting these books for now? Are we?
So are you over encumbered right now?
no, I'm at
You are at
encumbrance.
max encumbrance.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe we just take them out of this room in case that ghost lady comes back and we can get the rest later.
Technically, with the way that encumbrance and bulk works, there's nothing stopping me from still fighting fully effective.
You're
Oh, because
slowed.
yeah, of course, because you're not encumbered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, like, just for the roleplay purposes, it's funny to be walking around carrying handfuls of books.
Yep.
It's like in Skyrim, you're just walking.
It's like I've got
slower.
a backpack stuffed. I found more pouches, and they're like hanging off my shoulders. I got all these books.
Mocker's trying to read all the titles off of him.
Hilariously, you have all the books. You are the person that doesn't know anything about them. You're just
but
like
he is very
paper
strong.
stuff.
Guess who didn't read a single title?
I told him, get all the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did what he was told.
So where should we leave these? Are we like making a stockpile somewhere, or how do we want to do this?
I think just
Look through the books.
back.
Find the important ones.
I'll bring them all up if we can, but I think just take, so you're not so weighed down, take them out here, out of the office. Because if that ghost lady comes back, I don't want to be dealing with her to get the rest of them.
Me
I
neither.
will
Speaking
love
of
it.
which,
We
let me
could
get
just-
out of this room.
We could just take them
Drag
back to
himself
town
out.
real quick and then come back.
There's a lot of noise going outside. I don't think quick's an option. I think we're going to have to find our way around here.
Yeah. Well,
That
I
or
mean,
we're
we-
fighting through a cult.
Wasn't
And
there a
that-
secret door?
That's where I'm thinking we head.
Well, all right. Do you want me to carry some of them?
Oh.
I don't have that many.
We have more. If you would like more, we have more books.
We can come back for more. Let me finish getting
Mechanically-
Calvin fixed up here real quick.
The only amount of books that
At
matters
critical
is
success,
7
you're
bulk.
at full health.
Because
And
I have
you're
to go
wounded
from
as
16 to 9.
Sure. I can take 7.
Are you then encumbered? Because it matters way more for you than it does for me.
I could take one.
I like how it's like we're not even like checking the titles. We're just like grabbing the books.
All
It's
the
fine.
books.
Take them all.
It's fine.
Okay. Well, first of all, we get paid by bulk.
That's right. You
So-
set up the rules for
By
this.
the bulk of the specific books he wants.
Nah,
Well,
he probably,
first
He's
of
about to
all-
want a
Well,
lot.
he
the
probably
specific-
wants these.
The
It's fine.
specific books he wants was a list.
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very long. You didn't specify. We
The
don't know what
entire
this
room
has.
could be the list.
That's right.
We don't know.
Well, you could know.
Either
I
way,
It just
can't.
involves like asking someone what's on the list and comparing it to the books.
That's too much.
Well, what he doesn't
work.
want, I definitely do.
Okay.
That's right. I'll put it in my library.
Yeah. We're gonna be very well off after this, at least in books.
I figure we can go through them once we're not in imminent danger.
I'm just going to take some off of him so that he's not as weighed down.
Sure.
It just gives me 5 feet more move speed.
Yep.
So
Everybody's got books. We don't know what's in them, but we got them, and we're happy.
I don't have any books. I have one book, probably. But, alrighty then. So, where are we going?
That secret door in the other room is where I'm thinking we head on out.
door.
What about the giant arm door?
We can figure that
Can't
out
really, yeah, we can't get through it yet.
when we're not stuck between it and a bunch of ghouls.
Now, you guys weren't here for it, because it was me and that lady. But she walked through that door and went upstairs. She said she was going to see the...
That was a ghost.
Yeah, she kind of walked through walls a lot. She did that a couple times.
But she tried to... Yeah, that's what she wanted you to think. She walked through that door and went up to go see... what's her name? The
Belcora?
Belcora, that's it. Went up to go see Belcora. So
Oh, yeah.
that's got to be the way out.
I'll tell you what, bud. If you want to go walk up to them doors and try opening them with your bare hands and see what those arms do to you, be my guest.
I don't have
We
bare
got to
hands.
get out of here.
I don't have bare hands. I got regular. I got great gnome
Well,
hands.
maybe you should get some bare hands.
All right.
Well, I don't
good
feel
idea.
like we can get through that door yet. So, I guess secret tunnel, here we come.
Secret tunnel.
All right.
Secret
Cousin,
tunnel.
brace yourself. Remember what happened last time we opened this door? Just, I don't know, don't go in the fetal position again.
I think I should be fine.
If we can get all this stuff out today, that would be fantastic. And then I promise we will go to the flesh room.
That's probably where all the
There's
ghouls are
like
going to be.
stars. She looks at you, frowny face.
I have a lot of books.
Calvin flips one of those devil
have
contracts
to
over,
deal with the
pulls out a
books.
pen, and writes, "I hear
I wouldn't go messing
you
with that.
witness-
Dreven the heretofore undersigned Dreven promises to take us to the flesh room after we go return all the books. Signed here and witnessed by XX. You need to sign this.
Don't sign that. He don't know how to write.
How am I supposed to sign something?
Just write it. Just write your
Okay.
make your mark.
Don't
I don't know what
Make
my
your
letters
do
are.
that. Let's come on. Don't go making the paladin of Sarenrae signed a literal devil's contract.
It's the back of it. Eh? They're not using the back.
You are straight just asking this man to get smoked.
Scribble, scribble, scribble.
But it would be great for science.
No.
Put your
That's
sign
not
on it,
science.
Snoot.
Snoot. Oh, yeah, see, he snooted.
No,
Done.
Like that
He
would be
snooted
how you
done,
sign
okay.
it.
That's it. He did it. That was canon. Witnessed by.
No, that would be how I would have to sign something. Is just like Snoot or like Tobin.
Pat it in and ink and just pat.
If you're that insistent on, I got a notepad somewhere. We'll figure it out somewhere. Just
No, this is a contract. That's where we got at the other side of the contract. That's where.
That's the
secrets-
magic of how
yeah,
contracts
that's
work.
Right.
Right.
It's magic paper that to make contracts
just
happen.
don't.
Canon.
Good job, litigator lad.
All right. Well,
I really hope you wrote that on the little babies one.
secret tunnel, making your way south through the secret tunnel. You crack a door open and push this secret door. It leads into a sort of a narrow. Well, it's a secret passage. It's kind of a narrow walkway. It's unadorned and musty, moving through dust kind of puffs at every step. And there is another door just shortly thereafter, which you're able to push open. And what you see in this room as you file in it's a fairly large square room, maybe 15 feet square. It's not that large. But it's entirely unadorned, except in one corner of the room where there is an alcove. The alcove has a very intricate circle that's been carved into the stone on the floor and filled with what appears to be silver, creating a very, very delicate, intricate, but shiny, like brilliant. Like the silver doesn't appear to have oxidized at all, and since it was put here, magical circle. And within the circle is sitting on a stool is a fairly it clearly is a devil. We'll start with that. Horns, red hair, tail. It's
Pitchfork, everything.
it doesn't have the pitchfork,
What kind
but
of
instead has a wearing what appears to be robes that look very stately, like minister type robes. The devil's face appears to be youngish, almost rakish, you might say, of someone who's sort of just kind of looks like he would have been perfectly suited to either be performing on stage or attending a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that guy.
I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
So stately. We don't have that guy.
First
No.
of all,
That was
we
a-
have very different
Yeah,
definitions.
that was a
of-
visual-
First off,
that was a visual
I
joke
think
for all
he's
the
very
podcast
handsome, if
Yeah.
I may say so.
Got that
Nick has a
gruffness.
type.
What
Hey,
kind of
hey, man.
parties are you going to?
Hey man,
over
are you
here?
from the deep?
Deep. And he'll kind of blink as he kind of looks up at you. It looks like he's just been lounging on this stool sitting in the middle of the. Oh, visitors.
Hey man, are you from the deep?
You might say so. Who's asking?
Because you look real stately. So does that mean you're from the deep state? I knew it.
The deepest state, my friend. And what can I do for you?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. You can do all kind of stuff, can't you?
I can do anything that your heart desires. Well, maybe not anything.
Perhaps not. Corlaren, is it?
Oh, you've heard of me. He looks genuinely flattered.
Read about you.
Of course. You're in the primer that we found in the office. I think it's perhaps your contract?
Ah, goodness gracious, this place really is going to pot. Adventurers coming in, shuffling through restricted documents. Fascinating things.
Well, the Core's been dead for over half a millennia, so I...
Yes, indeed. It didn't end well for her at all. Goodness gracious. Us poor, bound servants are forced to languish here, shackled by our immortality and the terrible deals that we struck.
What's keeping you here?
The terrible deal that I struck. Although, maybe not quite so terrible. It hasn't been entirely boring and interminable the entire time I've been here. Indeed, I happen to be blessed with a very specific freedom within my contract. I simply have to keep watch here, but at the same time, I'm free to offer my services to those who would show here. Miss Belcora thought that by having me guard a secret entrance with no traffic, it would, be a way to get around this sort of thing. Everyone always tries to outsmart devils in contracts, and she's fairly clever. But look at this. The second time in as many centuries when someone comes through here actually asking me for some sort of help.
Second time.
Who was the first?
Maybe it wasn't even. Seems like it was only yesterday, honestly. Some ghoul person came through here. Very full of herself, I must say.
Huh.
Oh,
yeah, we
was it
killed that one.
just
Yeah,
like
that would track. Yeah.
just over to the staff that Nil took from her.
Nakazarin?
One of them ones.
That was her staff right there. Yes, indeed. Bearer of the pact.
I was really hoping you had helped Ogril, but I guess not.
What's
Never heard of an Ograil, I'm afraid.
The
What's an
pact.
Ograil?
another goal?
It was a good ghoul, though. This one was very cool.
He was very nice.
He's an odd
are-
sort.
You are fascinating types of surface dwellers, I have to say.
I do have a question.
I might have an answer.
What do you do on a day-to-day basis? Because do you just sit here and, like, look cool? Or do you have, like, an agenda?
Well, I mean, presentation is everything.
That is true, and you do present very well.
Well, thank you. I try.
You're very attractive.
Thank you. I try as well.
That's where they get you.
Simply my nature, I suppose.
So what do you do? Like, are you just sitting here?
So it's information you're after. I can arrange that.
Well, I'm just curious about you, and I thought you might be interested in sharing a bit about yourself.
We could certainly go ahead and talk business if you want to get right down to it, if you're done with pleasantries and all of that.
Before that, would you like to be out of here while we have these contracts?
Well, certainly my contract has the typical time limits within it. I'm fully aware of what my contract says, unlike perhaps some of the simpler minions who are here, but it suits me to be here at the moment. Although, if you were looking to give me a way out, we could perhaps arrange something. I would be willing to provide, answer any questions you might have, provide services, and all you have to do is grant me my freedom.
I mean, I think we can arrange that.
How do we
pretty
do
simply.
As long as you tell us what you need to be set free.
Fine, spectacular, wonderfully agreeable. Very well, I will answer your questions. Simply break the circle. And he gestures his hand down at the silver circle that's circling around him.
A moment. Is that
I'm going to make a religion check real quick.
Go ahead.
Is that a summoning circle like the one that's upstairs, like one of the transportation circles that take you to the first floor?
Now, good sir.
27.
No freebies.
Is that circle important?
27, is that circle important? Let's see here. So you look at this circle, and this is not a religion-based circle. This circle was constructed here by either Belcora or one of her trained minions, a bit outside your area of expertise. However, it's likely either a circle that was used to summon the demon, a circle that was used to imprison the demon. It does not look like the faded remains of the teleport circles you've seen elsewhere, though, so it doesn't look like that to you. But as for like the nature of this, it's a little bit outside your tradition, trying to kind of piece together exactly what it does.
Fair enough.
And this is the only thing in here, right? It's just him in this circle.
Correct.
Can I take a closer look at the circle?
You can take a closer look at the circle.
I am so excited for me and Calvum to not be the ones getting into shenanigans. We're over like, go team, go team, go team.
Calvum is paralyzed by distrust, and he's...
The last encounter Calvin had in this particular area didn't go so well for him.
Cousin, just don't go messing with it yet.
So
I'm not gonna touch it.
you want to take a look at the circle, right?
Yeah, I'll scry it too.
Okay, so thaumatologically speaking, or I should say psychometrically speaking, right? So you're looking for psychometric resonances. It is a surprisingly calm area. Like, you don't pick up much of anything. It seems like if this guy's been here that long, really almost nothing else has come through here, and anything that has come through here, there hasn't been any heavy charging of emotions. There hasn't been any, like, no mass murders. Like, for being a room in the Gauntlight dungeon, it is like the quietest room you found outside of the disused lavatory you walked by the other day.
He looks a little relieved because he was afraid he was going to get punched in the face again.
I mean, you still
been a rough
might,
time.
depending on what you say to him.
And now you wanted to look out the circle?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll let you use either occultism or arcana to try to
They
figure it
are
out.
both the same because thaumaturges get all of them.
I could aid.
I'm at +6.
Sure.
That's a natural 20 plus 10 plus 4, so 34.
So I
To
think you
aid.
pass.
So
That's
that's
a
a-
critical success. That's probably +2.
Plus 2.
Oh, there you go.
You should have made the check. Damn. So that's going to be an 11 plus 6 is 17 plus 2 is 19.
19. So you're looking at this circle, and it's quite intricate. You see a lot of interconnecting patterns. I'm assuming you're used Arcana to aid?
Yeah, Arcana, Occultism, they're both the same for me.
Well, okay, which did you use?
Arcana.
You used
I
Arcana.
would have probably used
So
Arcana
you
too.
have to use Arcana if he's
Because
helping you with Arcana.
it's a circle, so...
So you see a lot of hexagrammic patterns kind of overlapping itself. This could be a summoning circle. It quickly gets beyond you, the complexity here. You see some aspects that remind you of a summoning circle. You see some aspects that remind you of a binding circle. It's impossible to see how exactly they interact. It is a little bit beyond you.
Huh. All right. So, what's necessary to free you? Are you bound here?
Disrupt the circle.
Will you be bound not to harm us?
No, but I will be bound to provide the information that you asked for as per our agreement.
I don't think we've come to an agreement yet.
It certainly sounded like there was an agreement. You wanted a bunch of questions and a bunch of information for me, and I'm more than happy to provide it. And you also seemed like decent types who didn't like the idea of a poor person being trapped here.
Not a particular fan of it, no.
To be fair,
Have I misjudged you?
we're
No.
mortals, as you've so put it. You're a devil.
Are you not mortals?
No,
You're not mortals.
we are.
Oh, that's
No,
what I
I'm not
thought.
more. I'm not a
I'm not sure about that one.
He got me.
He's a bit strange.
Calvin runs.
Are you a god?
But you've been here a lot longer than us, and while I'm not keen on keeping you stuck here, if we're going to come to an agreement, we got to come to one where we're ensuring our safety and, well, tit
Well-
for tat, we get something out of it that ain't just we get to live, because that ain't exactly the kind of deal we're looking for. If that was the case, we just walk away.
Yeah, you're asking me for information. I think you perhaps don't quite understand the finer point of negotiation here. It involves actually paying attention to what the other person says.
Yes, and the part that you didn't say you weren't where we were not exempt from harm.
Well, I mean, of course, but I mean, I'm not exempt from harm if you let me out.
Well, that's where we would come to the agreement part, where we both agree to not go harming each other.
Lovely, a subclause. We shall agree to not go become murderous psychopaths and attack each other once the opportunity provides itself.
That's fair
Almost
enough.
everything down here has tried to be, so I don't blame him for being cautious.
Yeah, we've met one friendly face, and that face was only friendly in speaking.
What
I don't exactly follow, but fair enough.
we still
I'll take
stabbed
your
it
word
to death
for it.
anyway.
It got stabbed to death by the lady with that cane.
Did you?
I will.
The passive voice is so strong.
Just doesn't even look at Calvin.
Something
That's what
happened
happened.
to him.
Don't worry about it.
I'll step forward and
You're very suspicious people. I'm strongly reconsidering.
I mean, we can leave if you
with
don't want.
the hammer, I'll just have it like over the circle,
If you would like, I can continue.
Oh, please, as you were.
and I'll just like give it one good smash on the edge of the circle.
You give it a smash, and you break the edge of the circle. The crack appears. No dramatic flare of energy, no rush of power as he transforms into a pit fiend before your eyes. Lovely. Well, it seems you can be quite reasonable people. And he doesn't step out of the circle, he just stays on his stool. Now then, I believe you had questions.
I do. What do you know about the ghost of Otari?
Ah, the ghost of Otari. What a fascinating question to ask me about. Yes. Even though I haven't been able to leave this room for, centuries, I'm not entirely unfamiliar with this person.
I had an inkling.
Though I've listened to the sounds and steps through these corridors for a very long time, and I've gotten very good at picking things out. Yes, the creature the adventure you speak of. Oh, it was back when the death of Belcora occurred. Yes, indeed. Ran through here and went to the level below. Poor fool was definitely looking for a way out and completely beyond himself. Apparently, he had no idea that the Abomination vaults ran as deep as they do. He left and ran down to the level below. Of course, it just gets worse the further down you go. So, and I never heard him come back up. So I don't believe he may have made it out, or if he did, not this way.
Turns out Corlaren is a real fan of real true crime podcasts. Just been here listening to him the whole time.
He has literally had nothing else to do.
We've been following his spirit as it makes its way down. It's left a very strong impression.
Of course it has. He's very eager to have somebody come and bail him out at the very least, or perhaps fulfill his final wishes if indeed his spirit... If he fell in the Abomination vaults, then I promise you the power of the Gauntlet did not let his spirit sleep well.
That makes sense. It explains why so much around here is awakened and cannot sleep. It's very sad for them.
Wait. You're telling me you were stuck here forever, and not that you were really trying to get out, and he can just smack it with a hammer one time and it's broken?
Huh? Oh, no. The circle doesn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to see if you would keep up your end of the deal.
Fair enough.
What is the circle? I was able to ascertain that it looked something like a binding circle and something like a summoning circle, but not exactly what the way it interacted.
Ah, that circle. It was payment to me many centuries ago.
Oh god, we broke it? I'm so sorry.
Nonsense. The payment was in its flaws, not in its construction. Had it been properly constructed, it would indeed have sealed me here, but the minion of Belcora who constructed it had desires of their own, desires I was able to fulfill in my own fashion, and they paid me back in kind. Truly, I've actually never been bound here.
Oh, so you're really just here of your own volition?
Exactly. And it is a fascinating enough distraction.
Why?
Why?
Why choose here?
To someone who lives forever, time doesn't matter.
well, I shouldn't say time doesn't matter. Time does indeed pass. I'm certainly not the only one of Belcora's immortal minions who have been trapped here for a very long time, trapped in such a way as it may be. Different people handle isolation differently. In my case, I was surrounded by all manner of fascinating people, all with their own desires, their own assets to bargain with. And truly, it's been a fine time of practicing, interacting with different types of people, seeing what deals they need to make, what sort of services I can provide. Much like this interaction we're having right now.
Then I suppose, what would normal services from you be?
Whatever your heart desires, of course. Please, tell me, you look a little green around the gills there. I could probably help you with that.
I'll be fine. Not one to accept help from a devil haphazardly.
When we get him back to town, I can take care of him. Plus, there's the church there that's got plenty of healers and whatnot.
Please, please, nothing I do is haphazard.
Now, maybe he knows who your mom is.
I know who my mom is.
Was that a warning, or are you pitching her service?
Are you slandering my mother?
In any case, you
No, because, like, your other identity.
Oh, my reincarnated mother?
Yeah.
I don't know if I got this far in the dungeon.
You're looking over the, he kind of looks over the lot of you there and says, well, if I were to be something of an observational, be something of a merchant, you might say, I would say that you all have some needs. It looks as though you're wanting to get out of here. And at the very least, it seems as though there's something of a small civil war happening, blocking your way in.
That sounded about like what was happening.
Well, would you mind? I could certainly help you with that if you would like.
Okay, Hoggle.
Oh, here's an actual question for you, something useful. How do we get through that bone door?
Oh, the bone door. Well, the bone door is a result of a bargain that I myself made.
With Belcora or some other
Oh,
fellow?
no. With that ghoul person. It's sealed on that staff, which I believe used to be hers.
Is it like a key or something?
The key, something of the sorts. The bearer of the item has the ability to cancel the pact whenever they wish. I much prefer to have key items in my pact and not link it to something so cumbersome as the life and inclinations of a particular mortal making the pact.
Yeah, fair enough.
After all, were it not for that, then my powers would be bound to seal that door forever after that ghoul was dead.
Nice.
And besides, the ghoul might actually want to use that door at some point.
Oh, she ain't alive no more.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's handy. We got the key now. We can lock it behind us.
Well, what would you want in exchange for helping us clear the doorway? Or not the doorway, the Civil War, as we say.
Oh, to make your way out? Well, it's a fine question. It certainly seems to be worth a fair deal to you, but
Would
certainly
you like
not
a
worth
centipede?
a centipede.
It's odd gifts, but they
is,
are in earnest.
This one is recently pregnant.
May I offer you a pregnant
All right.
centipede in
At
these
that
trying
point,
times?
Mocker is gonna literally turn around and really try hard not to gag.
Tell you what.
Rude.
And he'll hold out a fine-boned hand, and he'll say, why not?
Okay, this now, keep in mind, it's only recently pregnant after a vision I had. So I feel like this centipede is important.
He'll...
Did you impregnate it with your mind?
I don't think I did. But
That's for Nil to know, and you'd find
I
out.
think that'd be magic.
I think he's receiving the same mental damage that Drevin does.
So, but I will slowly and cautiously, carefully, with my cute little centipede, hold it out.
He'll reach out and touch the centipede, and the centipede will actually take on something of a orangish glow kind of surrounding it.
Mocker looks really...
It's gonna blow.
And then he'll take his hand away. Done.
The contract deal,
I'm gonna look at my centipede. Does it look all
It's
healthy?
still chilling in your hand. It just kind of has a little bit of a glow around it, and then the glow kind of starts to kind of fade down.
Does it
ever
have
so
really
slightly.
tiny infernal text on it?
Little tiny horns?
it's got angry
No,
eyebrows.
it's the key item
No,
now.
That's it.
it's
That's canon.
it's a pentapede.
You have been given centipedes.
It's
No,
got
it's a
got a
pentapede.
little tiny pair of little devil horns on its little centipede head.
I'm gonna put it in a nice little pocket all by itself so it can be so comfortable.
His name is Woosifer.
So you would not? Would you like me to keep her safe for you, or is this?
That's perfectly fine. You'll need that centipede to get to make your way back to town.
She'll be safe though, right? I'm not gonna throw her out in a room of a civil war.
Simply head right down through this door, and he points to another door that you haven't been through yet, and let that little centipede go ahead of you.
Woosifer,
Alright.
the centipede of promises never broken.
Okay, well,
I suppose you'll be sticking around for future endeavors.
Did he cast a spell?
Did he cast a spell? A fine question. Devil contracts can be viewed as a type of magic, almost like a sort of a pact magic type of thing.
Wouldn't it be a
Material components are usually the consideration for the contract. Somatic components is usually been replaced with some sort of like gesture of agreement. Similarly with that, there is a school of thought that is infernal contracts as magic, and there's actually a separate school of thought that is all agreements are actually magic. Like all laws are actually an extension of magic.
course
Because
they
Abadar would say so.
it's a way of actually altering reality through mutual agreement.
I mean, that totally tracks the way Callum.
yeah.
Abadar, Asmodeus, like that's exactly how it works. Yeah.
Do more specifically, do I recognize the thing that he just did to the centipede?
No idea what
None.
he just did.
Like no
No
roll is gonna tell me.
Fathomable idea. Although you do kind of feel that Spork is kind of tensing up a little bit. Like there's something that went on that at least Spork noticed that that Spork didn't particularly like. That cat is kind of like a little on edge.
Okay, well,
Can I ask
What kind
one
of
more?
devil is this?
Are you asking like Nick?
I'm asking like a religion check. What kind of devil is this?
I mean,
Just like thinking about it for a minute.
yeah. So like you're kind of looking. It's like
Because I
what
know
the
there's like fly devil thing upstairs, and I know that we got Mr. Red in front of us.
So as near as you can tell, this guy would be something called I'm not the one who came up with this name, so don't laugh at me.
Contract devil.
A contract devil.
Wow.
This-
Wow. That's kind of why I wanted to check. 'Cause I
Yeah.
was like, I think I know what this is.
This is something of a contract devil, although you're not sure if this would be one who might be a bit junior, or maybe it might just be a bit more cavalier or have a different type of approach. Normally they tend to be much more,
Judicious.
I'd say, like formulaic. Like this is curiously flippant for a contract devil. None of the stories you've ever heard of how contract devils interact with people is anything like this guy.
I mean, devils have personalities too.
Can I ask one more question before we leave?
Oh, of course, we're still in the goods section of it.
Do you can you see the holes in our souls? And do you know what they are?
Ah, and what sort of information would you like to know about them?
I don't want to know anything about them. I'd like to know how to fix them.
Well, that's you're saying two different things. You can either be safe in ignorance, or you can stride forward, bravely striding forward to try to fix this problem you have.
I'm
Why
gonna
don't
choose
you-
that first one.
And then walk out of the room.
Why don't you let me figure that out, cousin?
I am out of the room.
Yeah.
You got
Ignorance, done.
you got someone quite literally on your back about this now.
That's why I want to get rid of it.
Yeah, why don't the part where Drevin's leaving is you should be too if you're following her in earnest.
Well,
I-
certainly it seems like you have you seem to have a number of attachments, you might say. But if you're worried about coming apart, I could do something to kind of try to keep things together for you. we could certainly do business about it if you'd like. Please take my card. And he'll actually pull out a little slat of black, shiny substance. It feels smooth, almost like glass in your hands. And it just has a glyph on the center of it.
I mean, there's no harm in taking his card. I'll take his card.
Famous last words have never been said more clearly.
He's kind of a pack rat anyway. Well,
I'll make sure you don't lose it.
It's a piece of esoterica, at the
now
very
you have
least.
an unholy relic you can use to smite good.
Thank you for your time.
Of course, spectacular. Good knowing that there's honest folk still about.
Well, and if you ever get lonely and you would like some company, I open my bag and there's just thousands of bucks
I don't know how
in
you
my
keep track
bag.
of them.
It's all right. I have as many as I need now.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. You
He
are
stole
also
the
That
babies.
is so ominous.
you're also a bug collector. That is excellent news. And I will walk away.
All right. So leaving the guard station, you
got-
head south.
One question for you, but I'd rather have my cousin here not be listening in.
I mean,
Oh.
I left with no.
So you want to linger behind?
Just for let them get past
of
the
earshot.
doorway and just be like, you seem like a fine conversationalist. Know plenty about this place,
All sorts of things, and plenty of other things as well.
and well, like cousin said, we got some stuff going on.
Oh yes, absolutely. Those holes in the souls.
Yeah, from a certain unnamed being that Belcora seems a real fan of.
Oh yes, of course. Definitely not a good idea to take her association lightly.
No, I got some stuff getting looked into in regards to that nature and whatnot.
Yes, likely some sort of less than savory connections, I would imagine. You strike me as the type to have those.
Not of a willing sort.
Oh, of course.
Damn,
No,
you
of
just
course.
told
Who
me
would
that.
ever
Yeah.
willingly associate with such things?
Yeah,
Just called you shady.
she's a nice enough lady, save for all the crime.
Well, everyone makes a living, I suppose.
Yeah.
And indeed, it would strike me as,
no
well,
wonder
please
you
don't take
can't
this the wrong
stand
way,
that.
but I would be very curious as to thinking that you would trust such a person with whatever information she would bring you back.
Oh,
You're
I
a desperate
don't.
man, don't forget, and desperate people will believe most anything if they're desperate enough.
I'll tell you, just I don't expect making it out of here. At least all of us at some point. I'm gonna make sure that I'm the one staying behind.
Well,
if the cousin comes to it,
if
at least.
you would like, I could always offer you a lifeline.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. More what I'm looking for right now is just a reliable way to continue this conversation in the future.
Oh, please, take my card.
Take it.
Handing
Besides,
those out like candy.
That's how it works.
just sets it into his coat and just, well. Besides, the matter of that individual that I have getting the information for me, well, she finds out anything that's actually true. She's just as damned as I am with the info.
Indeed. You have an interesting air about you, sir. You seem to know the danger of it, but you willingly send others into it.
Only the ones
Maybe
I
you're
don't
not
like.
quite as kind and heroic a person as you came across as.
Look,
Regardless, the offer for that lifeline is still there, but don't dilly-dally about it. The time to ask for a lifeline and set one up is not when you're drowning.
of course. Just hoping to be able to, find you again when we have a chance to chat. And we're not at, imminent risk of a ghoul attack.
And when you don't have your Serenite friends within earshot, yes, of course.
Well, specifically the dog. He ain't a fan of trying to figure out more about this. And
Please, I'm used to dealing in such restrictions. You're not my first delicate contact. Don't worry.
well, nice meeting you.
Likewise. I suspect we'll have a profitable relationship in the future.
Certainly at some point, I'm sure. Just catch up. Sorry, had a brief tit for tat.
Oh, I didn't know that. You should have told me a long time ago. You know I wouldn't have looked askance at you.
What, that I'm interested in devils? I mean, they're neat.
Oh, I misunderstood.
It's not a phase, Mom.
Two
Guys got
separate
info.
sides of misunderstanding each other.
Yeah.
Having the same conversation though.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, he's been here a while. He knows plenty about the place. He seems like he's got
He's
himself put together
knowledgeable.
enough.
He likes them older.
Ooh.
He takes care of himself. He's well groomed.
Ooh,
I
he
mean,
takes care of himself.
Mocker,
Oh,
Mocker blushes really hard.
Corwin's just no. This is like he's just a
His
straight up
smooth,
businessman.
nippleless chest.
This is the most. This honestly, I trust this man more than I trust Yin.
I mean, don't look at me. I'm not going to trespass on your territory. I mean, I won't contact him again.
No, he gave you his card. Feel free.
I know, but I won't answer it. I mean, if that's the way
mean,
it's going to be, then I don't. I mean, maybe we should just leave before this gets worse.
Well, we do have a weird centipede thing to see what that
How
does.
dare you call her that? She's
Well, I don't know
sensitive
what
right
he
now.
did. The centipede's fine.
Oh.
She seems lovely. I just don't know what he
Is
did.
she
to her.
hungry? Because they get hungry more often when
I
they're.
think she's gonna have plenty to eat here in a minute.
So the centipede, as you go through this corridor, it takes a sharp left and turns into a set of stairs that are kind of cut, not really, very rough hewn into the stone, and the area opens up before you into basically like a spring is what it looks like. There is a pool of water. It doesn't have that stagnant smell to it. It smells like moving water. However, there definitely is a rank smell here that's on top of it. And
Nil.
the centipede will actually crawl out of your pouch and move down like centipedes do in that terrifying way, move onto the floor and rush out into the middle. And a sort of a hissing, sort of like muttering noise will sort of start to echo out. And you'll see a shift in the water. And as the centipede moves down ahead of you all, it makes a sharp left, and this mound will kind of rise up, and about 5 different slits will open on it, revealing eyes that all track the centipede. And it starts to slither and slough after the centipede as it curls around the corner. And you see this thing kind of slowly slurp and flop its way, chasing the centipede. And quickly the thing is out of your line of sight, leaving another corridor that is dry, heading down to the right.
Nope, we're not. Nope. Just walking straight down the other corridor. Just nope. Nope.
We can't
Nope.
leave
abandon the
Gloria. She
It's a
has done so
centipede.
much
That thing
for
was
us.
slow and following behind it. It can climb walls. Nope.
Also, I must admit that until you described how the centipede moves, I was picturing a millipede in my head, and it is much more terrifying as a centipede.
Oh, you were thinking of the wrong thing, sir.
I was like, oh, it's like a cute little millipede. No.
Centipedes look terrifying. They look devil-made anyway.
I know, it's so cute now. It has an extra little horse.
Derperherp10, thank you for subscribing. 12 months. Thank you in a row.
She'll be fine. She can get up the walls. That thing probably can't. Nope. That was too many eyes, too many mouths. Nope. Nope.
Is that
Millipedes
what,
are just
maybe I
an
should-
armor tube of happiness.
is that what
That's true.
centipedes have when they have morning sickness?
I don't know. Don't care. Let's go.
Maybe I should wait here for her to get back though.
If you want that thing to come back for a bigger meal, no, sure, feel free. Nope. Nope.
How big was this thing? The 5-eyed, 6-eyed thing?
The thing was
Like a fish size or like a
it's like
human
Drevin
size?
sized.
Oh.
Yeah, nope.
What color was it?
It's kind of dark.
Like
Well-
it's dark in the room or the
It's
thing was dark?
Dark in the room.
Come on,
have-
let's go. I promise you,
dark
she'll
vision.
find us.
Do you actually have dark vision? I thought you just had low light.
No, I'm an umbral gnome.
Fair enough.
A great umbral gnome,
You
actually.
can't see color in the dark, so that's not how dark vision works. So there
It
you go.
was
Black and
some
white.
shade of gray.
Some shade of gray.
Well, I'm gonna leave.
I'm following Demolition Doggo.
Yep, that's a big
But-
old no from me.
She sacrificed her life for us, and we're just gonna abandon her.
I'm pretty sure that devil put something on it that's going to keep it plenty safe.
I think she's. I really don't know what happened to her, but she seemed okay.
Seemed faster than that thing.
Maybe the thing with the creepy eyes is like her new guardian friend.
Maybe, or maybe it's going to lead that thing to the Civil
Maybe
War
the
happening.
centipede went to live with a nice farm family.
But now if we snuck up behind the other thing, we could get flanking on it.
I don't. The centipede's
Us
not.
on one side, the centipede on the other.
Yes.
Little pincers.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well, you got to watch out for centipedes in Pathfinder.
That's true. That's true.
This is also no longer our real centipede. If we were to kill it now, we would be killing the friend of our new friend, the demon man.
And
Yeah, I
that's
don't think
why-
we want to break a contract with that
That's
fella.
exactly it. So we should save it.
No.
I think
I'm with Nil on this one.
We did what he said to do with it.
Remember the last time you were wanting to go off on your own at the ghost?
I wasn't going off on my own.
Yeah.
I was going with Nil.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, they just,
Maybe I should just go take a peek and see if she is okay.
Feel free. I'm
Okay.
going with Drevin.
Ding, 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 ding,
And
ding,
just
ding.
going the
Short-lived
opposite
legs.
direction.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm gonna make sure she doesn't. I'm
I will
not
not
gonna.
go far in case I hear screams of violence.
Yeah, same. Gonna keep an eye on her.
Okay. All right.
Do you want to know my stealth?
I
Negative
have a
13.
feeling of what your stealth
I have a
is.
feeling that's roll initiative.
I mean, it might be. I didn't think you all would do this. No
Well,
comment.
no, hold on. You all.
You all.
Yeah, you all.
No.
Every single
not
one of
the
you.
collective.
All of you.
Listen, Nil and I haven't gotten up to shenanigans this episode,
No,
so
I
it's
know.
time.
not
You have the best second half of the episode.
It is not you all collectively. It's you all derogatory.
All right.
Y'all adjacent.
Why doesn't Nil go and give me a stealth check as she tries to creep around?
Oh,
the
God
corner?
loves you.
Okay. So this is 17 on the die, first of all. And then plus
For a
three.
total of
19.
So a 20.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. You got a lot of decks.
All right. So you kind of creep up to the corner and look, and this corridor sort of bends, and you can see this kind of schluffing, and you hear kind of the little like of the centipede's little clawed feet on stone, and the thing as you get closer starts it's just this muttering, moaning. That's sort of like it just seems to be doing. As you get closer, you kind of peer at it. You're a dwarf, you've got dark vision, you can see in the dark, and you see that those slits that open on its body that have eyes behind it, there are other slits that open and they have mouths. And this thing, those mouths are all talking, but they're talking something. The language they're speaking is it's like right on the edge of comprehension. You cannot quite make it out. And as it's moving, like, and as you get closer and you're looking at it, the things it's saying just seem to like bounce into your brain. And it's like, what was that? Maybe, or was it, or maybe it was this. And give me a will save.
Don't worry, guys. I'm great at these.
More insight for you. Oh, nice.
19 on the die plus 11, 30.
This was fate.
Whoa.
Dang, all right.
This was
Never
fated.
punish.
This was fated.
All right.
Damn.
Look, I protect my own guys.
That's right.
So you manage to kind of blink and like kind of close your eyes, and you kind of push that out of your mind, and you can still hear it. It's like, and you may actually recall this. Remember on the level above when you all found the well, and you heard that very faint conversation coming from the bottom of the well. You can actually, from now in the room where you are, you can see the well coming down to the water supply. And this creature was down here. And if you all had fallen down here, you would be in a very rough situation because you'd having to deal with this thing. At least the person who fell down here would have to deal with this thing. And you hear kind of like that little, and then all of a sudden a kind of a squirting sound emanates from this creature, and then the chittering kind of clicking stops.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm going to throw something at it and see if it I'm throwing something.
Yeah.
Do I have anything?
No.
I have things to throw, I'm sure. I throw a bone.
Like you can just throw a thing at it if you
Throwing
want.
at a thing to
Are you
see-
trying to do damage, or are you
No,
trying
I'm
to get its
trying
attention?
to get it to see, like, I don't know, can I see whether it like has vacuumed up my cute little centipede, or
I mean, it's around like a long curve, so no, you can't. But you did hear it make a squirting noise, and you heard the centipede stop.
my gosh, I may have just lost one of my centipedes. Okay, well, this is a
It was
panic and
pregnant.
yeah, this is.
Pregnant.
I mean, if we're good
You
characters
lost
here.
hundreds of centipedes.
That's like mass murder.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I throw a bone. Trying to get it. I don't know. I'm pissed. Yeah. Stupid thing. How dare you attack my centipede?
The bone kind of like clatters across the stone and like plops into it, and the thing's eyes open, turn around, and lock onto Nil, and the gibbering coming from it gets louder as it surges forward.
Do I see anything like in it? Like, is it like an ooze?
It's not an ooze. No, it looks like a giant pile of flesh, and it's noticed you, and it's coming towards you.
The gibbering pile
warp?
of mouthers.
And it is your flesh warp lore is unhelpful as you try to figure out what it is.
I was really excited there.
Flesh,
but
it is not a flesh
we will
warp.
have to come and see how this all shenaniganries works out after break, because it's break time. But don't worry, we'll be rolling initiative when we come back from break as Nil.
I'm just gonna be here for 10 minutes staring into the middle distance.
You made a deal with a devil to not have to fight this thing, and you went and fought it anyway.
He used the wrong material for the contract.
No plan survives contact with the players.
He keeps using the wrong version of we and y'all.
I've learned this. No, I blame all of you, every single one of you. It's all your fault. Well,
wanted to walk down the other hallway.
Stand up, stretch your legs, refill your drinks. We'll be here and see you after this short break. Welcome back to Abomination Vaults, episode 14, where the party went out of their way to make a deal with the devil to not have to fight this gibbering mouther, and then turned right around and fought it. So here we are.
The party.
The party. One person.
Did both of these things.
For a devil that's like supposed to be all about contracts, that contract was extremely vague.
It
I
worked.
think that's good contracting.
That was like really, and you agreed to it, which was spectacular.
To be fair, that contract could have said anything. Nil does not speak Infernal.
Yeah, we didn't read that contract at all.
I mean, technically, this is even like a verbal contract.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't even give it to you in writing.
It also was in reference to ghouls, but it was a civil
Yeah, he said we
war.
were just gonna. Anyway,
A civil war outside.
Well,
he did say he'd give us a way around that.
He did. He totally did.
He wasn't wrong.
Yep.
Depending on where this weird cavern leads.
Well, tell you what, why don't we go around the table and you guys introduce your characters and roll me into some initiative at the same time.
Oh,
Start
sweet.
with me. No.
Start with
Do
me.
with
Start
me
with
last because I forgot on the
Start with
entire
me.
10-minute break to get the die I dropped 10 minutes into session.
Do
Good
with
sentence.
you last.
Yeah.
I will do with you
I cannot
last.
do words good.
I guess we'll start over here with Mocker.
Mocker, about to fight something from the combat dimension. I am a thaumaturge. I'm human, and my dwarfy girlfriend is trying to get herself killed.
Just normal Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, I am Nil Grumman over here, trying to save lives. My poor little centipede has gone off and gotten smooshed.
Your
and,
centipede. You traded it fair and square, thank you.
That is true, but I mean, it doesn't mean that I have stopped caring about its livelihood. So, besides, retribution must be dealt to the evil of this world, and that is evil. So, that's what we're doing now.
17 on the die, plus 10 is going to be a 27.
Alrighty.
22 for me.
22 for Nil. Alright, Drevin.
Drevin, the demolition doggo, keeper of the Saren Way, the pious puppy, the paladin of Saren Ray, the great gnoll with a big hammer who just wanted to leave. I have so many books, I don't know how to read any of them. Please help me.
they're keeping you warm.
I got a 21.
He
A
was
21
booking
for
it.
Drevin. Yep, definitely not interested in being here, but here he is. Galbum!
This is Calbum Family Bottom. He's super interested in being here because his best friend is here, and apparently his best friend's best friend just got possibly eaten, and so he's gonna go on a 14 plus 8 is numbers 24,
22.
20,
24.
4,
22.
2.
22.
I don't know how to do math, guys.
22.
You
22.
tied.
22.
Yeah, we're the same.
Yeah.
22.
I'll go first because this is important.
Because
to
she's
me.
closer.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Corwin.
Hi, I'm Corwin. I definitely threw some dice at the ground. Don't want to deal with whatever that thing is, because it's weird and gross, and I feel like it's going to make some really hard-to-fix wounds
It's gonna be great.
Nothing that your knife can't fix, I'm sure.
No, that's why I went and got the stab you die.
There you go.
That's a 16 on the die plus 13 for a 29.
29.
Yeah, I
All
really
right.
don't want to be here.
Good thing you're farthest away.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Well,
You're furthest
it's
away.
perfect.
You can just spend 3 actions leaving if you want.
I mean, there's a
matters.
temptation.
Then what? I assume everybody was doing exploration activities.
I guess everyone was doing exploration activities. I think your exploration activities were like, you were definitely sneaking. In fact, what's your stealth? You probably should use stealth for initiative now that I think.
Ooh.
Well, no, you can always
Well, no,
choose. You can always choose.
Well, I also threw the thing.
Oh, you
so I
also
don't know
threw
if
the
that's
thing.
really
That's
true. Nil was
stealthing
not
at
being
that
very
point.
You are, yeah.
at that point.
She
Use your
broke
ranged
stealth at
attack
that
roll
point.
for initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably say that you were probably. I mean, who normally recalls knowledge? You two. All right, you all can give. What's your
Occultism.
Give me a hot minute.
That's an aberration.
Yeah, occultism
That is
will
the
work.
definition of an aberration.
That's
nature
probably the
stuff.
definition. That's probably the quintessential aberration, actually.
The
What y'all's
defining-
occultism?
7.
6.
7 and 6.
If the casting traditions got iconics like classes do, that would be occultism.
All right. So, Drevin, you have heard about these things in stories. And when you
Jabbering.
heard about them
It's
in
very
stories,
mouthy.
they were so dang silly. You just tuned them out and stopped paying attention.
Sounds about right.
You're like, a big old pile of flesh with nothing but eyes and mouth. That's the
not
dumbest
real.
thing I've ever heard in my
Quit
life.
making up animals.
Quit making up animals. All right, Mocker. So, you see this thing, and you have heard of these things before. They can, they are fairly terrifying. You've heard a lot of conflicting information, but what you're able to piece together about them is that every time they consume a victim, a new pair of eyes and a new mouth appears on this thing's body. And it speaks the language of the people it has consumed all at once, which is why you can't really make them all out.
It's awesome. I'm gonna see little beady eyes on the bottom somewhere.
I am gonna grab you, knock you out, and take you home. I love you, but you're about to be unconscious.
Try and catch me.
And that's what you get. Yeah, you guys can just kind of sit on that knowledge as it percolates in your brain. And we'll go over to Corwin, who was smart enough not to try to recall knowledge on this thing.
Yep, I
And,
don't want to know what it is.
Why don't you go and you just be blissfully ignorant and make some decisions on what you want to do?
He's just gonna go. I said nope. Let's just get out of here. I don't know where this tunnel leads. He said it would get us out of here, from what I understand. Let's go. And I'm just gonna hold my turn.
Hey, Mocker, what you want to do?
That thing is an abomination against all the gods. Nil, come on! I'm going to infuse every ounce of my authority that I never try to use on anyone, and I'm going to, like, try to order her to get over here, like, right now.
So unfortunately, combat is a little bit too far for actual proper diplomacy to happen, and it tends not to work on players either. But
That's fine.
An impassioned plea
Like,
from
Mocker sounds terrified.
to just leave this thing alone and
Dog
run.
sick. Leave it alone.
That dog's beyond sick. That's like 16 sick dogs all in one.
I
Can I
promise
pet
you,
that dog?
we'll get you another pregnant centipede.
We have more at home. It's fine.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, it's a wild timing. Oh, am I supposed to be?
Well, that's the plea to you. Do you want to spend your whole turn doing that? Do you want to ready an action with your last two?
I'm going to ready. I'm going to go up to her and ready a defend other.
Yeah.
Defend other.
That's not.
That's not a
I
thing.
don't think that's a thing.
Oh,
That's a thing for dwarves
But
that
what
have
would
like
you-
a knife.
Yeah, but like, so what do you want to do? Like, what I'll let you do is I'll let you move. I'll let you ready a stride to jump in front
to
of
jump
her.
in front of her. That's
Okay,
what I want to
So you'll
do.
stay right where you are, and you'll ready a stride to jump in front of her.
Yep, that's fine.
All right. The thing. Thing
An
turns
apt
around.
description.
Thing doesn't
The thing,
turn around.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
the thing doesn't turn around. Eyes just open on the front of it, and the mouths open. And the thing just starts to lurch in your direction. And
Nice
the
and
first thing
fleshy.
it does is it kind of swells up and makes a noise, and a stream of spittle like flies across the room directly towards Nil. The same sound you heard right before the centipede noises stopped.
So there's probably a centipede over there.
Yeah.
This car
Totally
has
is.
2 front ends.
It will roll a 27 to hit you.
Okay, that hits.
That will hit. And we've got...
A very heavy dent directly in your chest cavity.
It was water.
you will take 15 acid damage as this thing blasts you square in the face.
I don't think there's any more centipede.
And I'm going to
Yeah.
need a fortitude save from Nil.
Okay.
Hey, centipedes have acid. They have like, don't they have acid?
That
blood?
is 18 total.
18 total. This acid burns your eyes. You're having to kind of blink and squeeze them away. And you are going to get a... you will get a dazzled condition. Everything is going to be concealed to you because your eyes are very blurry and full of tears. And this thing is going to squelch and stride up in front of Nil.
I'm gonna take my stride.
And heroically, Mocker will rush across to block the path as the creature moves forward,
Oh, I hate this.
gets up, and then it just lunges forward again, and the mouths on it will turn sideways, congeal into a giant fleshy maw, which opens to go and engulf Mocker. Yeah. You want to give me a reflex save?
Sure.
Nom, 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 nom.
God, Mocker hates being a hero sometimes. That's a 19 on the die for a 29.
You
Almost a success.
you can dive out of the way if you want to try to not get engulfed, but you will leave Nil open behind you. What do you want to do?
Real heroes would stand
He's
there.
gonna take it because he doesn't want to leave Nil alone.
Nom, 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 nom.
You brace yourself, hold up, and this thing
He'll start praying.
will, and so Nil will see this thing lunge towards you. Mocker will jump in the way. It opens up and just closes over Mocker, and Mocker is gone.
Wow.
How about that? Says Nil.
Well, would you look at that?
Oh my goodness. Your successful reflex save, as this thing engulfs you, teeth spring on the inside of it as it tries to chew you, but your quick reflexes reduce the damage. And you will take 8 points of piercing damage as this thing is gnawing on you. So, you are engulfed. While you are engulfed, you are grabbed, you are slowed 1. You'll have to hold your breath or you will start suffocating. And you are going to be taking that damage until you manage to cut your way out.
Okay.
Or someone else gets you out, one or the other. All right, Nil, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna step in after Nil.
Okay, he's stepping in after Nil. Okay. Well, this is an alarming, but very interesting scene for Nil. Not only is she dazzled and tears, mostly from knowing that her centipede friend is probably dead. So that is I guess a side effect of being dazzled over there. And also, Mocker has just managed inside this thing. That was an incredible feat for a monster. So I am going to move away.
Oh, no!
It's a very interesting monster. I will be moving that way. Thank
Yep.
you. And then I would like, well, let's see here. I would still like to, with the vengeance of my little many-legged brethren, cast Vomit Swarm. So many other centipedes
Avenge your brother!
come crusading out.
Sister.
You know what's nice about being engulfed? You're technically not in the AoE.
Yep.
I know.
Mocker doesn't take the damage.
It's great.
So you see, and you can see the hate in their beady little eyes. They're pissed.
They're multifaceted
They all
eyes.
have
Yes.
horns.
And it needs to make a reflex save.
A reflex save. All right, let's see. So this thing is gonna get a 21. The
Okay.
thing doesn't exactly dodge the swarm, as it kind of, its body like splorches out of the way, and it flows away from these things.
Okay. Well, this is these are livid. These ones are very angry. So, so we are going to. It succeeds.
Nice.
It is a very angry swarm.
That is real angry.
So 16, 18, 18 damage. I guess that's halved.
So it'll take 9.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Very angry swarm there.
As they chew out in their swarm of vengeance. All right, Corin, what you want to do as you hop in?
Just gonna see my cousin trying to save the person responsible for this
And
and have
pay
them
the
immediately
price.
run away from it.
I was told to do that.
You were told to do that before you ran after it.
The centipede.
But my cousin.
He's still alive.
At least your cousin's alive.
Damn!
Are we gonna have a talk later?
Says all the centipedes as they're like swarming. Your cousin's alive.
Buggin'.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Going to
Oh man.
pull out the short bow from back here because I'm not gonna be able to push past Drevin in this narrow little space.
Yup.
But I'm gonna try fire on this thing, but gotta see how well of a shot I can get first. I think a 17 on the die is probably gonna hit it.
I mean, the thing is it's not exactly difficult to see. It seems to be also very, it's like twice as big as it normally is, and it's spending its time gnawing on something inside of it. Probably your cousin.
So that's a 28.
28 to
hit.
hit. You will solidly plunge an arrow into this thing.
Does it take precision?
An excellent question. Even though it looks kind of oozy, the fact that it does indeed have things like eyes and mouths and good old stuff like that, it can certainly have weak spots.
Well, that's gonna be 4 plus 4 for 8 damage.
8 damage. 8 damage total?
8 damage total, yep.
All right.
2d6 plus 4.
I mean,
3 to
80 damage, of course.
Part piercing, part precision. If that matters.
All woman.
Yeah, I don't know if it has any resistance. That's why I asked if it does. Oh, yeah, all 1 of the precision damage.
But still, if it had
Yeah.
piercing resist, it takes the 1.
We're gonna fire off that shot and just...
And as this thing is fired off, Mocker being like crushed in, an arrow will pierce through this thing, creating an opening that is enough to beat the rupture DC.
Nice.
The rupture threshold, I guess you'd say. And you're able to pull yourself out, and you fall out onto the floor.
God, it's
prone,
like that scene
right in
from
front of you.
Ace Ventura.
Yes! That's exactly where I was going.
It just gave birth to me.
Just gonna see it drop them, pull out a second arrow and go to fire again. Everyone out now!
Shoot
We're
it.
done here! Let's go!
I agree. Oh, I don't like it.
And fire off a second shot for 10, 21 minus 5 for 16.
16. This thing also will slap into the creature, but just kind of embed itself, and it doesn't seem to notice. No damage.
Okay.
Calbum.
Calbum's gonna hold his turn.
Drevin.
That's mad.
Holding.
Holding. Mucker.
Mocker's gonna roll away from this thing.
So, like, trying to, like, crawl, like, 5 feet.
Yeah, and then get up and run.
Get up, and you run. You can make it back to next to Calbum.
All right,
Perfect.
let's
I'll
go.
step in and move to the front.
Move to the front. Okay.
And then ready to smack it if it comes from me.
And then ready to strike. All right. The creature
It's all good.
is going to
Just get behind
Kind
me.
of-
We're leaving.
get itself back together, and then all of its mouths just start talking. And this wave of noise kind of crashes off everybody. Except for Nil, who's been able to push it out of her head already. I need will saves for everyone.
24
24.
with a 15 on the die. Oh, another 15 on the die.
Mocker is really like discombobulated. I roll a 4 and get a 12.
Get a 12. All right.
He's been inside this thing. It's really hard to ignore something you've been inside of.
That's fair. Oh, gosh. Calvin, what did you get?
The title of my dating life. I got a 15 on the die for a 25.
Very nice. Corwin,
19 on the die plus 11 for 30.
30. All right, beautiful.
Dad's mad.
Dad's
Shut
mad. He's
up,
already
big
he's,
goop monster.
he's yelling. He can't even hear it. It's just yelling.
Mocker,
Echoey back
as
there.
he runs and this gibbering kind of overwhelms him, he kind of starts to stumble a bit and blink and looks like he's like not really sure what's going on. Mocker, your ears just echo with this stuff and your brain starts to pick out words that are being said in various tongues and dialects, and they piece together into this strange, unknowable type of glossula that just will it is entirely it takes up your attention. You can focus on nothing else, and it is horrendously uncomfortable, and you can just for the echoes of this sound, you are almost see this thing lurching out at you, but you can barely make it out. You are horrendously discombobulated from this.
It's the secret language. Telling
Yeah,
secrets.
you can know it. You can see it.
You can know it.
And the thing is just
Don't you
going
just
to
wish?
continue its
I made
move.
my save, unfortunately.
And it's going to move up to Drevin, and it's going to open its jaws and
Smash.
to clamp on you.
Can I mean, as a reaction, my little centipedes over here are outraged that it would try and ignore them. So I will, as a reaction, it will make a will save for lose the path.
Huh. Okay, and that's a reaction?
That is a reaction. Creature strides within 60 feet.
It's going to get a 17.
Oh my gosh, this is excellent news, guys. Okay. Okay. So if it fails, all squares are difficult terrain between it and us. Well,
Okay.
yeah, on its stride.
So
Does that affect it moving
it's
10
going to
feet?
go
I had to go quick. Yeah,
here,
Two
Oh, yeah, it
diagonals.
is 15.
Yeah.
and then it's going to have to go here.
That's
It's
15.
just difficult terrain. Like
Yeah,
that's
it
what it
is
does.
difficult terrain.
Yeah, and so the thing, like, its eyes actually start to like look in different directions as Nil's spell kind of targets it, and it starts to kind of like look all over the place, and it seems to pull itself in multiple directions, the majority of which is still towards Drevin.
But
And it kind of takes this weird like slewing path to make its way over to you.
It gets adjacent to me.
And it gets adjacent to you,
and then I bonk it
and then you get to bonk it.
for a 19.
At a 19, you slam your maul into this thing, and it just kind of compresses into this fleshy
Squish.
maw, and then it just kind of forms out around it, and it doesn't look for worse for wear. No damage.
The gluten is quite developed. It's ready to go in the oven.
And then it
a crit.
opens this vertical slit into this jaw to try to just grab you. And it's not trying to engulf you this time. It's just trying to bite you.
It has enough movement for that?
It has
It cast its like blah 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 blah, and then
Uh-huh.
he moved through
Bosses
difficult
don't
terrain.
work like that.
Well,
I'm
you
just
are
saying.
assuming that certain things cost a certain number of actions and that its speed is a certain thing.
I'm just asking questions, making sure we're all.
Well,
Trying to also protect the big doggo.
What I'm trying to do is give you some enlightenment without just reading you the stats on the card.
No, we're good.
But I want to know the stats on the card.
Why, sure, but I'm not going to tell you that. And it's going to bite at you for a 17.
it bites.
At
Kind of the
you.
same thing that happened when I hit it with the hammer.
Yep.
Contact is made, no damage is dealt.
Calvum's still holding.
I'm holding until nil.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, wait. Which way are we going again?
Down where I am.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Do we want to check? And then I see everybody else's faces, and I'm like, okay.
Bo very much slowly resisting being turned towards Nil.
Neil, Dad's real mad. We should go.
Did you see?
I remember when he was real mad at me. It's not great. His needles are gonna get real stabby.
As I pass by Calvum,
rolling
I'm
this?
like, but did you see the monster though? Look at that thing. And I'm like, look really hard. We want to remember. So I'm going to start heading back out that way.
Okay, you'll move past Corwin and make your way down the
I'm
passageway.
gonna go the same way. I'm gonna take.
Calvum
my turn and
takes
get
the
out of here.
opportunity. Yup, that's a
Yeah,
great
yeah, that's a
idea.
great
I'm gonna go run.